Hey guys, I'm TMWF1, and today we'll be going through the good, the bad, and the ugly of every F1 driver on the 2025 grid. We will be going down in reverse championship order, and yes, drivers that have been replaced will still be mentioned for all 6 Doom fans that haven't been harassed yet. So sit back, relax, and grab some popcorn as we go through at least one positive and negative about your favourite driver, and Lance Stroll. As always, if you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe. It's only 2 buttons and it really helps the algorithm deliver my videos to more people. So let's get straight into it. Oh, and a heads up, most of the time I'll be talking about things relevant to the 2025 F1 season, unless it's not necessary to. Enjoy! #21st, Franco Colapinto. Pros. He has not had a singular ounce of media training. He brings some much needed Argentine representation into F1 and to my knowledge is the only driver on the grid to be an Olympic athlete representing Argentina in karting at the 2018 Youth Olympics. Cons. Unfortunately, his fanbase has the collective empathy of a specific man rumoured to have fled to Argentina in 1945, which has led to threats on fellow F1 drivers. This behaviour isn't everyone, but a vocal minority, similar to that of Agustin Canapino's fanbase, or the Argentinian national team. Yes, not the fanbase, the team. I'm looking at you, Enzo Fernandez. He's also been just as bad as his predecessor, which can't have a good look. Also, he races for Alpine, which is a con in itself. 20th, Jack Doohan. Pros. He's an Aussie, and a funny one at that.
I just want the car!
Not quite Ricciardo-esque, but he's getting there. Also, Mick Doohan is elite wheel knowledge, and it's good to know that he does the same thing on the Alpine team as I do on the Assetto Corsa with my T248. Cons. He races for Alpine, had the misfortune of having Colapinto linked with the seat for those 7 races he was in the car, and didn't help himself with his off-track excursions and mediocre pace. 19th, Gabriel Bortoleto. Pros. Suffers from TikTok brain rot syndrome, showcased by him knowing every single Italian brain rot term, has done quite well with the tools he's been given in F1, especially in qualifying, and like every rookie this year, is not media trained. Also, the first Brazilian on the grid since Bruno Senna. Cons. Could do better in some races, but his lack of points is usually down to Sauber's incompetence, not his. Speaking of which, he drives a Sauber, not much more he can do. 18th, Fernando Alonso. Pros. He's Fernando Alonso, enough said. Also, points in Spain was a relief to every F1 fan. Cons. Getting cooked by Stroll in a couple rounds is one thing. Being 6 places below him in the standings after 9 races is another. Yes, he's had bad luck, but luck didn't make him crash in Australia or spin in Miami, did it? He needs to lock in during the late European leg. 17th, Liam Lawson. Pros. Is Kiwi, meaning that the Josh Revel glaze was at an all-time high. He's found somewhat of a rhythm in the past few races and beat the bad teammate allegations in Monaco. Also second funniest person on Instagram. Cons. The Pawson allegations, however, will never go away until the end of the season, and it doesn't help that Hadjar is slow roasting him in pretty much every session on track. That Red Bull stint was horrendous. Also, Monaco. 16th, Ollie Behrman. Pros. Is no longer my age, which makes me feel a little bit better about myself. He's had a pretty solid start to the season, keeping with his teammate, and his family going on the radio at Bahrain was funny to watch. Also, ciao. Cons. He has scored 0 points in the previous 5 races, which isn't the great. His qualifying hasn't been amazing as of late either, but he's 20, he'll learn and grow. 15th, Yuki Tsunoda. Pros. In his first 3 races, he absolutely wiped the floor with Hadjar, with 3 from 3 top 6 qualifications in the RB. At Red Bull, he's fared better than Lawson, being able to actually score points rather than lounge in 18th. Cons. Unfortunately, that still doesn't take away from the fact that he's 15th in Red Bull. Is it his fault? Mostly no, but his crash at Imola and his P20 qualifying at Spain definitely didn't help. Neither does the fact that he's now being outscored by Hadjar in the junior team, although at this point it might be a promotion to get sent back to RB. 14th, Pierre Gasly. Pros. Carrying Alpine on his back. Gasly has scored 11 points in the team so far, making him safe from any Argentine fan. He also clearly went to Turkey. Cons. French driver racing for a French team racing with unreliable French engines. 13th, Carlos Sainz. Pros. Is probably one of the best team players I've ever seen. Red Bull was stupid to not slap him up. His standing in the championship doesn't represent his hard work that he's put in for Williams or his luck. Cons. However, the standing doesn't care if you deserve better. Just look at Alonso. His time will come though. Also, Monaco. 12th, Lance Stroll. Pros. He has finally seen one of Rocket Powered Mohawk's videos and decided to lock in and shut the guy up whose only source of content is ableism of a guy with no disabilities, for some odd reason. Lance has had a better season than most think. Trust me, I've seen the incessant glaze of Alonso saying Lance should be fired when he had all of Aston's points until Spain. By his standards, it's been a decent start. Cons. Unfortunately, his worst enemy is starting to creep up on him. Consistency. Because despite a point scoring run of 2 races in a sprint and then a P5 in the Miami sprint, his performances are starting to drop, which means that the White Hog rider will start to stir up the pot of hatred held for this man. No, seriously, the amount of window looking comments I've seen in any comment section involving Stroll is insane. 11th, Nico Hulkenberg. Pros. This season is one of his most underrated so far. To finish P5 in a Sauber was something that they rarely did when they were good back in 2022 with Alfa Romeo. So to do it from 16th on the grid whilst overtaking Hamilton, yes I know he had damage but still, is insane. Faultless season from him. Cons. Held back by his machinery, aka the story of his entire F1 career. 2026 and Audi could not come sooner for that man. Pause. 10th. Esteban Ocon. Pros. Dragged that horrendous Haas car into the top 10 through the power of friendship and the French Revolution. Ocon has once again established himself as an underrated driver and for once, not a horrible teammate. Cons. French. Also nearly worked at McDonald's. And what is that fit, man?
9th. Isaac Hadjar. Pros. Ever since Tsunoda left the premises of RB, Hadjar's probably been one of the top 5 drivers in F1. Only finishing out of the points 4 times as a rookie in 9 races. Generational talent and also the funniest person on Instagram. Cons. Since he's a rookie, I'll cut him some slack on being French, but having a DNS on your first race weekend is a bit sad. Not that it matters now, but you never forget your first. Also, Monaco. 8th. Alex Albon. Pros. Same as Hadjar, except on steroids and as soon as we landed in Australia. 3 P5 finishes means that he's breathing down a Mercedes' neck. This is his best start of the season to date. Cons. Monaco. Other than that, Albon's the GOAT. 7th. Kimi Antonelli. Pros. He's F1's equivalent of Lamine Yamal. Achieving a pole whilst 18 years of age is insanity. And whilst I'm recording this, he's just got a podium, meaning that he's the 3rd youngest podium sitter in F1. Insane. Watch this space. Cons. Finishing 3 laps down at Monaco has got to be an achievement. Also, the fact that he's younger than me upsets me greatly. His talent is rough around the edges, but in time he'll pick up the pace. 6th. Lewis Hamilton. Pros. My glorious king has made everyone's F1 career mode season 3 save come to life. And so far he's claimed a sprint pole, win and podium. Not too bad. Cons. If you ignore the fact that he's not been stellar in some races, not at all in qualifying to be honest. Half of these problems are down one way or another to Ferrari, whether it's questionable strategy or just Adami in general. Hamilton must also take some blame himself, but he isn't miles off Charles. 5th. Charles Leclerc. Pros. Leclerc is extracting just that little bit more out of the car than Hamilton is. He's got Ferrari's only 2 podiums of the year and is doing what he can. Cons. Drives for Ferrari. That man is never winning a championship as long as he stays at this godforsaken team. 4th. George Russell. Mr. Saturday has evolved into Mr. Sunday. He's only finished out of the top 5 twice and has got all of Mercedes' podiums so far, until Canada of course. He has stepped up to be the number 1 at Mercedes, and about time too. Cons. Complains too much to the media, is the definition of a Tory, and looks too much like Woody from Toy Story. 3rd. Max Verstappen. Pros. He's Max Verstappen. Rapid with unyielding pace and a strong determination to hunt anyone down, no matter what machinery he's in. The best driver on the grid. Cons. He's Max Verstappen. Reckless, flippant, dangerous, and for some reason has the front right wheel directly aimed for George Russell. The worst driving standards on the grid. 2nd. Lando Norris. Pros. On his day, will dominate the entire field from start to finish, with absolutely no one being able to contain him. He's quick, tenacious, and has a hunger to win. Cons. He's unfortunately had his day only twice in this season, and needs a few more to solidify that championship of his. Also, his starts are still horrendous. 1st. Oscar Piastri. Pros. Cool, calm, collected. Those are the 3 C's that has allowed Oscar to take the championship by the neck in only his 3rd season in F1. Generational talent with only 1 crash in 3 seasons and minimal mistakes. Also is managed by Mark Webber, which meant that he didn't go to Alpine. He dodged a bullet there. Cons. Pretty much Australia. That P9 may come to haunt him, but we'll see what happens. And that is the pros and cons of every F1 driver this season. Once again, if you do like this video, feel free to like and subscribe. We are starting to stream on Twitch, so if you want to follow me there, Instagram or TikTok, my links are in the description below. Have a wonderful day, take care, and goodbye.